knowing when he's going to pull the ball and when to not pull the ball.
Yep.
You could see that New Orleans wasn't respecting that Gardner Minshew would pull the ball. And if they're not respecting it, then all of a sudden that whole option of some sort of RPO, some sort of play action, it all fell dead in the water in this thing. And so it just speaks to the offense doesn't click without Jalen Hurts. And you know,
RPO and the zone read
100%,
in the run game as well, because the announcers of the game yesterday, they pointed it out. They showed it on replay as times that Gardner Minshew probably should have pulled the football and ran. But he's not even thinking about that, because we don't think about Gardner Minshew as being a zone read type of quarterback. That's why I think it's also valuable to have, your backup quarterbacks kind of similar to your starters, just in case, you get in a situation where your starter goes down, but now you still have the same kind of mindset from a quarterback perspective.
We want you guys to chime in on the show. 888 say ESPN, 888-729-3776. We had a raging debate. We're going to get to it later in the show. It took over the entire process of getting ready for the show today. Is your team Super Bowl or bust this year? Is Philly Super Bowl or bust? We want you guys to chime in. Is it all or nothing for your favorite team? 888 say ESPN, 888-729-3776. We're going to get your thoughts, obviously, on whether or not it's Super Bowl or bust. Is Philly Super Bowl or bust to you, Harry Douglas? Are you Super Bowl or bust? Give everybody a little tease on what you think on this one.
I tell him when I get back.
Oh, look at that. He's going to tell. All right, this is
trying to pry my answer out of me.
All right, fine. I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to sneak it for him. Yeah. Well, all right. We're going to peek behind the curtain here. Nuno, what'd you just?
Oh, never mind. This is the long. Oh, this is a long one. We're not going to commercial break.
We're not going to commercial break. Hot route. This is live radio. It's ESPN radio, by the way. Keyshawn, J. Willimax, Harry Douglas, Jason Fitz. We're filling in for the guys. Fitz and Harry starts tomorrow. I'm filibustering here. Noon to 3 Eastern starts tomorrow on ESPN Radio. You can hang out with Harry Douglas and myself.
There's the commercial break right there.
Yeah, there we go. That was the commercial break.
There you
so
go.
It's interesting because Philly, like I said, they win, top seed. They lose and the Cowboys win.
Yep.
They can end up as the top wild card. And it started this conversation as we were trying to figure out what is Super Bowl or bust.
A heated conversation.
We got heated.
We got heated. Me, you, Yates, Pat Costello.
Yeah.
Our producers.
Everybody was
it got heated. It got heated.
But I think the one of the interesting things about Super Bowl or bust is it really comes down to expectations. And I'm not even talking Super Bowl for a second. Like yesterday, Harry and I watching the Raiders play together. Harry was laughing at me. But the Raiders lose a football game. And I didn't expect them to have any sort of a shot in that game. So the fact that they were in that game, I was like, this is fun. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which reminded me of how I felt last year. I didn't think the Raiders were going to be a playoff team last year. They were. So I was like, this is fun. When the Raiders lost to Cincinnati, I was like, yeah, that sucks. But it was just awesome to get to watch a playoff game. There wasn't some Super Bowl or bust expectation. A lot of these teams, if the Lions make the playoffs this year, it's not Super Bowl or bust. But there are a handful of teams that I think are under that level of pressure. A team like the Bills, who we're sitting here saying every year we're right on the cusp of it. A team like the Chiefs that are constantly saying, hey, we got Mahomes. We should be in Super Bowl bust category. The way we talk about Aaron Rodgers and the way we talk about Tampa Bay is always, Tom
Don't just
Brady.
You say his name.
Tom Brady.
You say his damn name. Talking about the way we talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The way we talk about Tom Brady.
All right, so where are you on the Eagles?
Tom Edward Brady. Thomas at that. Now,
are you
for
done
the
with
Eagles, I'll say this about the Eagles. I will say this. Now, before we had our discussion, I'm not going to sit up here and say that I know everything. And I also listen to people around me. That's what I think makes me a good human being, makes me a good citizen out here.
It's a bit of a stretch.
And I was like, no, it has to be Super Bowl or bust. But then I went to think about it and appreciate that Alan Yates was able to tell me, hey, that wasn't the mindset coming into the season from a fan perspective, right? But a thing that I was explaining to Yates as well, as the season goes on, expectations do change. And I think from the sense of an expectation standpoint, I do believe at this juncture right now in the season, a lot of people expect the Philadelphia Eagles to go to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. And especially you look at how their roster is configured as well. Now, from a front office standpoint, which is a total different outlook on things, I think the front office and the moves they've made during the season tell them that it's Super Bowl or bust. And if you look at how players think in a locker room, they think, okay, the Philadelphia Eagles, we got to go to the Super Bowl or this season is a bust. but necessarily the fan base might not think that way.
Yeah, I think that's one thing for this show. Like, you're coming from the mindset of somebody that was in the locker room playing.
Yes.
And when you're in the mindset, you know as well as anybody that the NFL is business. So next year, you may not even be there. So you don't give a damn about the long line.
And I've been there.
Right.
Because I've been on the Atlanta Falcons in 2012 when we went 13-3. And, we lost in the NFC Championship game to the San Francisco 49ers and had the #1 seed. And we're saying, okay, you know what, guys, we're going to be here next year. And Tony Gonzalez coming back for another year thinking the same exact thing. But no, it wasn't that in 2013. We didn't even make the playoffs in 13. We didn't make the playoffs in 14. So it's not a guarantee that you're just going to make the playoffs or you're going to be in this prime position the following year. So when players look at it sometimes from their outlook or front office people, they say, listen, the moment is now. We got to live in the moment because you don't know what can happen next year. Injuries could play a factor. Your team is going to change. Everyone that's on the roster right now at the moment might not be there next year. So a lot of different things can happen.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.